Hey all, welcome to Crypto Canuck. This is our very first video in this channel. My name is Raj. I have been an investor in shares for almost a decade. I have a separate channel called Share Trek where I track CRISPR shares, which is a niche that I specialize in. And in this particular channel at Crypto Canuck, what we want to do is track a handful of crypto shares. My personal favorites are out here, Bitcoin, Algorand, and Dogecoin. So these are the three that I really like. My journey with cryptocurrency started a couple of years ago when, out of curiosity, I decided to invest in Ripple and Bitcoin and Algorand. Of course, I have dropped off Ripple, but I'm still on to Bitcoin and Algorand. And I've added a few more in the way. One is Solana as well as Dogecoin. These are the things that I'm working on. And I was really thrilled when I got my first ledger key and learned how to move my crypto from my Coinbase account into my ledger. So yeah, it's a very exciting time for crypto, and I've got really warmed up on this sector because I see the potential of Bitcoin going absolutely mainstream, and the signs are all over the place. Like if you look at what happened in El Salvador, where an entire government has adopted Bitcoin as its main currency, that's a really positive real world signal. The other thing that has happened of late, which gives me great optimism about Bitcoin becoming a global currency, is the fact that at this point of time in the United States, the US dollar, which is a reserve currency, is being depreciated significantly through all this deficit financing. Like the previous administration gave a $2 trillion tax cut. And that meant that with the spending being where it was, there was a huge deficit. And when the new administration came in, they decided to increase the debt ceiling and pay off all the unpaid bills from the previous administration. Therefore, this translates to printing more dollars. So I have a separate special coming on maybe in another 3 or 4 days in this very channel, talking about how fiat currencies have got debased and why Bitcoin and crypto is the way to go forward. So that's for another day. But right now, what I think is that with the $2 trillion tax cut, more dollars were printed than were actually created through productivity and work. And now in this administration, the very first act was passing an infrastructure bill, which is much needed, but that is going to put around $1.2 to $1.3 trillion into the economy, which means more money is going to be printed. And they are also working on the Build Back Better plan, which is going to be another $1.4 to $1.5 trillion. So if this kind of dollar printing takes place, then the value of each dollar is going to go down because there is too many dollars chasing too few goods. And if that happens, for people like us investors, staying in cash is very risky. We have to find assets which can hold value because the dollar is going to go down. And that's where I see the potential for Bitcoin. And right now, because Bitcoin is down, this is a good time to stock up on Bitcoin. And that's why I decided to start this channel and express my views. Of course, all these are my personal opinions and not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and talk to your financial advisor or planner or someone of authority before you can before you start putting money into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You need to learn everything. There's plenty of resources on the internet, and I'll also be making a few more videos. One about why normal fiat currency is losing value and making a case for cryptocurrency. Another one talking about how you can go about buying cryptocurrency and securing it in your own personal ledger and how you can use it for transactions. So those videos are coming up next. So please subscribe and like and share so that we can continue having more content in this channel. Now let's get back to business. I'm looking at my TradingView platform, and today we seem to be having the Polkadot being one of the biggest gainer among the set of 6 or 7 crypto coins that I'm looking at. So Polkadot has a support at around 36.62, and we are just staying above that. We have formed a perfect doji candle out here, which is a kind of indecision whether to go up or down. We have got good support from our 11-day EMA, which is this blue line which I'm tracing out here, and we are having a resistance from the 50-day EMA, which is the yellow line out here, and the next resistance is at 45.509. The MACD is strong, it's bullish. The RSI is neutral. We need to gather some momentum. We have plenty of way to run up before being overbought. So everything is looking positive for DotCat right now. Let's look at the next gainer, which is Algorand. Algo has been pretty strong despite all the volatility in the crypto space. Overall, Algo has been doing very well. And I'm showing you these one-day candles out here. This is a 3-month chart. And if you look at these candles, they have been within a bearish downward channel. However, today we seem to have broken above it, and the breakthrough has been really strong because we went past our horizontal resistance at 177, and we have also crossed this this diagonal red line, which was our resistance for the longest time in this bearish channel. So that means that we are next going to test our resistance at 1.8560, which is this next red line here. Everything is looking great. MACD is very bullish. RSI is bullish. Plenty of runway to go above. So I'm really bullish about Algorand, and there's more to be gained here. I think we can go all the way up to 1.9 or 1.2 before we apply the brakes. Everything is looking good. And let's look at Bitcoin today. So let's look at Bitcoin USD combination. And I'm in my long-term chart. This is a 1-year chart. And you would see that I have a whole lot of resistance and support. But the reason I have zoomed out is because I want to show you that we are in a downward bearish channel. And we broke out of that bearish channel on 23rd of December. And then now the resistance of the bearish channel has become our support. That's why I've turned this line into a green line, which was earlier red when it was a resistance, and now it's a support, so it is green. And we have a support now out here at 45511.2, and we are just above it, and we have a heavy inverted hammer where the bears are being able to hold on to the downward trend. So we need the bears to lose out and the bulls to succeed in order to test our next resistance of 48025.1. Our MACD is turning bearish and our momentum is low. So things are not looking that great for Bitcoin, but I hope in the next couple of hours we bounce off our support, which is this green line at 4551.2. And in which case we are going to target 48025.1 as our next resistance. Otherwise, we are going to go along this green line, and all these supports will start turning into resistances. So hoping for the best here. And also, I think another aspect could be that because of the year-end taxation and other related obligation and the need to book profits before new tax regime comes in, a lot of people might have capitalized on their gains in Bitcoin, and they would all start coming back in the next couple of weeks. So that could give a positive momentum to Bitcoin. One of my biggest disappointments for Bitcoin was that I expected that during all this volatility, when NASDAQ was down and the VIX was up, I was expecting that that would make Bitcoin go even higher. And that would have been proof that Bitcoin is going to take care of inflation and it's a hedge to inflation. But unfortunately, that did not happen. However, such a small specimen of chart action is not adequate to form a conclusion. So I'm going to hold my opinion on that and continue watching how Bitcoin goes. And there's all the more reasons that Bitcoin should be a hedge to inflation, because it has got very limited supply and it has got very low transaction fees in terms of being able to move it across, and the time taken for processing the transaction is still way better than what we have for the reserve currency. So everything is good for Bitcoin, but we just need proof that it is a hedge to inflation, and then everybody will come on board, and there will be no stopping the Bitcoin train. So now next, let us look at Solana. Solana is just above the support of 212.84. So I'm going to turn this into a support out here. And we have a resistance which is going to be at 238.10. So that is our next target, and we are below our 11-day and 50-day EMA. So those two are also resistances for us. Our MACD is bearish and our momentum is weak. RSI is below neutral. So things are not looking that great, but still Solana is on the positive. And I'm hoping that we continue to stay above this support line and start moving towards the resistance of 238.10. When we come to Dogecoin, Dogecoin hasn't been doing very well. It has been moving sideways and consolidating. So I have got this triangle pattern here, which is kind of a pennant. Pennants are usually continuation pattern. So that means that in the next few days before we finish this intersection, we are going to probably drop down from here. And the MACD is benign, as well as the RSI momentum is weak. So there is good chance that we are going to fall down further with regard to Dogecoin. When it comes to Ethereum, ETH-USD combination, we have fallen below earlier support of 3791.52, and now that has become a resistance for us. And right now we are tracking at 3733.31. So today is the 3rd of January 2022. It's around 4:36 p.m. and we are in this downward falling wedge. This is called as a falling wedge, and it's a very bullish formation. So it is bullish because we are coming from a chart that was on an upward movement. So I'm hoping that anytime soon, probably somewhere around 17th of January, we should be able to break above this and then continue our movement upwards, breaking through our resistance at 3791, 3894, and 3974 respectively. So that's my expectation for Ethereum. And that brings us to a close of this inaugural session. And if you have come here through Google search or some other way and stumbled upon this video and stayed in so far, thank you so much for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us grow this channel. Until next time, bye for now. See you tomorrow.